All right, we are back. Psychic
Hi,
Shari
everybody.
live stream, talking to Sherry Klein. We're going to do some readings tonight, as we do every Wednesday,
Yeah.
and we're on here until uh, 7:30. So we got an hour and a half. Do as many as we can. Um, Hope you're ready. Gonna
Yeah,
go
it looks
on.
like got a lot of people already in the queue.
I'm ready to go. Yeah, I know. Uh, we were talking earlier. I know people come on right as you can. I think maybe like an hour before or 45 minutes before they come on, they log that they want a reading, and then they go
Blue.
off, and
Yeah.
then they come back sometime
Yeah.
just to see if when they give you a reading. So kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how was your week?
Busy. Busy, busy. I do like to be busy. I did get a lot of things marked off my list, which makes me feel good. Um, I always like to put my jacuzzi up, got that up, hadn't got in it yet, hadn't had time. But yeah, we did that. I cleaned all my windows. I can't stand dirty windows in a house. It makes me
Really?
insane. I clean mine a lot.
Huh.
And oh, just yard work and that yard work, even planting flowers, it's getting harder as I get older. I've
Yeah,
noticed
I
that.
know. I know how it is. Well, you got a lot of energy. I'm got I'm staring at my to-do list, and
Oh,
it's not getting any shorter.
yeah, I actually almost have all of my, I don't feel like I have anything hanging over my head, which is weird because I normally always have stuff.
Yeah.
So it's
Hmm.
kind of nice, I'm proud of myself after I
Yeah.
do it.
This time of the year though with my allergies, I it's hard for me to get out and like do stuff. I have my mask. I put my mask on, but when
I,
this wind it gets windy, it really, I mean, the mask doesn't help much.
uh-uh.
So,
No, because and pollen really messes with me. I have a
yeah.
couple of houses I clean for that have outside kitchens, and you go out
Mm.
there, I can clean the and it's I mean outside, clean and it's a whole kitchen. Clean it, and it'll be covered in that green stuff. 2 hours later, you can go back out there and you can go like that and see your fingerprint.
Really?
Yeah. Now
Jeez.
the pollen's getting better now, but there's a like a 2 or 3 week span where it is brutal. And I wear
Whoa.
a mask, it doesn't help.
Yeah, I know. I know. I've got one of those M95,
Yeah,
whatever
I don't wear
masks.
those. But
Yeah. They help me a little bit, but when it gets windy, boy, it just doesn't help much. But
yeah.
all right, let's get to the readings. A lot of
Okay.
people
Enough about
are
us.
impatient about this. Yeah. All right. So Sherry be
Here.
giving some general readings only. Won't be addressing any specific questions as usual. She'll be tapping into your higher self and allow the spirit guides to tell you what they want you to know rather than have you ask questions. So if you
Right.
do have questions, and if you didn't get a reading today, after the show in the comments section, now this is after the live stream, not the chat, but the comments in the video. Put down your question, put down that you want to read, and Sherry will get to those as soon as she can. Usually right after the show, she'll get to them.
Yeah. Usually right after the show, I will spend at least an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, uh, answering the specific questions.
Right.
So,
So, a couple of things. If you want a reading, ask for a reading. I know there are a few people that log on in the chat and say hello, hey Bob and Sherry. Well, we'll say hey back. But I mean, if you don't ask for a reading, then we don't want to assume that you want a reading. You don't want to invade your privacy. And secondly, if you have a username, a YouTube username that doesn't include your first name, uh, in your request, type your first name down. We want to refer to you, uh, you know, your personal first name rather than your YouTube username with letters and numbers in it. Um, so, are we ready, Sherry?
Yeah.
Let's get it going.
Okay.
Start off with Beatrice.
Okay.
Wins the gold star for being number one.
Okay. Yay. We don't have any prizes, Beatrice, but
No, but
you will get a,
you get a reading. You get
yeah.
the first reading. This is where Sherry's the freshest.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
As
you,
people know, when I start to, as we go, I get a little
yeah,
loopier.
you get about an hour and a half into it, you start to
Yeah.
slur your words.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Beatrice. First of all, when I go get into your energetic field, they're showing me your aura. It's got a wonderful light to it. What your spirit team is telling me is that you might have had a change of thought, or things that used to be worrying you might not be worrying you as much as what they used to. You might start seeing things, just kind of letting the cards fall where they may. Because again, we see a beautiful light around you, and we love the thoughts. You must be really working on, um, your team says, managing your thoughts. And of course, we all know we create our world, and it's with our thoughts and the emotion we put with it. So it feels like you've really been trying to work on this, and your spirit guides are saying, keep up the good work. Because some of the, think of every good thought like a little seed, and you throw it into your future timeline. And some of those haven't manifested yet or haven't sprouted. But they said, keep staying the course, because the more you do it, the more, they call them, blessings that will come your way. So that's what comes up for you, Beatrice. Your team is proud of you, and they say keep up the good work with the positive thoughts.
Okay. Hope that helped you. And now we go to Debbie Castle.
Hi, Debbie. All right, let's see what we've got going on. Boy, I love the energy. I see Debbie clapping. Feels like, I don't know if you have made plans, I guess they're saying, for the future. Little things. It could be just little things to where you get out and have fun. And this might be with other people. Maybe even you might be making a new friend here, in the very near future, or maybe you already have. Because when it comes through very clear like that, it's either happening now or it's getting ready to. So we see you're excited, getting out into a bigger circle, and finally starting to have fun, because it feels like that they show me kind of in the past to where you've always put other people before you. And not that that's wrong, because it feels like some people do need your help, but they say now is your time, especially from now throughout the entire summer. Plan a lot of fun, a lot of little getaways. There might be an invite, to go on a boat or to be around water. And so if you get that, of course, definitely take it, because the more people that you know, and it does feel like more people are going to come in, they are of a higher vibration, and they'll be into the same kind of things that you are. So it looks really wonderful for you too, Debbie. So there must be something in the air. So far, so good. We got a lot of good, energy. So that's your message, Debbie. Uh-oh. I can't hear you, Bobby. Still can't hear you. But I do see where, I'll go ahead and give this message. I hope people can hear me. Can you hear me, Bobby? Okay. All right. So let's get into this energy here for Gary. And let's see what we've got. Your spirit team is asking you to take some time, to take a break. And this can be from everything. It doesn't mean forever, but even kind of limit yourself to electronics for the, computer time, the cell phone time, the television time. Try to get more out in nature and quiet the mind. Even if you're at home, don't have any music on or any TV. They're just saying they kind of like the silence here for you. They kind of show me you fishing. And whenever I fish, I haven't done it in years, but it's very relaxing. They also show me water is very still. And when I see water, when it's very still, this means that life is kind of just flowing. You're going with the flow. So you might have been down a bumpy road here lately, maybe even energetically. But Spirit is saying, relax, take a time out from all the electronics. And even if you go to bed at night, I know my husband likes to have the TV on. If you do that, they said, don't do that. Kind of switch things up. And so that will really kind of reset not only your physical body, but your energy and your emotional body. So that's for you, Gary. I do hear you coming on now, Bobby.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yeah, I
Hmm.
just did. That's so weird.
Yeah, that is strange. Okay. Well, at least I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go to Veronica.
Okay. All right, Veronica, let's see what we've got going on here. First thing, I'm kind of scanning your energetic field, and they drop me right to your shoulders. And they show me your shoulders are really wide, which tells me you might be taking on a lot right now. You're good at multitasking, but they're cautioning you um, to not keep piling chores or projects on, because then you're going to start to really feel overwhelmed. Overwhelmed. Um, you might be planning a vacation. A lot of people do at this time. That would be beneficial. But there's a part of you where it's like your mind always goes, goes, goes. And talk about list, how Bobby and I were talking about our list. It feels like you might be a big list maker. Um, and they just say kind of, even little tiny things. If it makes you feel better, write it on your list and then mark it off. Um, they're also taking me down a little bit further into your chakras. And they're saying that pay attention to that gut feeling, especially when it comes to other people, especially when it comes to people that you first meet, because they said this is going to be very beneficial. People are really good, not everybody, but some people are really good at trying to pull the wool over other people's eyes. And they're just saying if you get a gut feeling like something's off with this person, just stand back and observe and be a little leery, because they're saying pay attention to that gut feeling. That's always usually going to trump the mind. The mind is everyone's ego and it's been conditioned. So that's what comes in for her is pay attention to that gut feeling, because again, they keep saying that will be beneficial for you down the road. So that's what comes in for Veronica.
Okay. Well, Veronica, I hope that helped you. Let's move to David.
All right.
What do you see?
Let's see what we've got going on here. First thing your spirit team shows me is you're not, and this is just symbolism, you're not playing checkers, you're playing chess, which tells me that you might really be very analytical and a good thinker, because you're not only thinking about your next move, you may be thinking about your next couple of moves. And we're not talking about physical house move. We're talking about if you have a project or something that you're working on. And this could even be your life in general. We all like to have plans, whether it be like a month now, what do I want to do? Or maybe 5 years from now. A lot of us might think, okay, 5 years from now, I want this and that and that. And that's what they're saying with David is make these goals, kind of write them down. Where do you want to be in 5 years? And that's where we see you playing the a strategic game of chess. It might or chess. It might take a couple of different moves. You move here, and then you have to rethink, and then pivot and go. But that's what we see coming up for David is make these lists. What do you want to do in a month? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to accomplish in a year? And then they keep saying the 5 year mark. So, and they say the sky's the limit. You can manifest anything if you think you believe it, if you believe you deserve it. So that's what comes up for David.
Okay. Well, good reading. Now, how about we move to Nicole? Welcome back, Nicole.
Okay, hi Nicole. First thing that comes up when I get into your energetic field is your spirit team is talking about your breath and the way that you breathe. So many of us don't take, we take shallow breaths. And, it's always very beneficial to take the deeper breaths anytime that you can, because then that kind of pulls you into the now. Because I'm seeing a lot of anxiety in your aura. Your aura is your energetic field that goes around you. A lot of what I'm seeing in your aura feels like it's not yours. And not to scare you, that, we're all one. So if you don't clear your energetic field, then we're all magnets. We're going to attract other people's energy. And when you get so much of other people's energy in your field, it can alter your thought process too, and your emotions. So we would suggest for Nicole to do some kind of clearing work of her aura. Sage, you can do it any way you want. Go outside, ground a little bit, do salt baths, whatever it is. But when you do clear out others' energy in your field, you have to replace it with something that you want. And you do that with your thoughts. And you can say, okay, I want, fill me back up. I release anything in my aura that doesn't serve me to my highest good. And then say, I fill me up with love, joy, peace, happiness, whatever you want. And then just put like a little eggshell around it. Because again, we feel a lot of anxiety in your energetic field. Um, and again, we feel like it's not all yours. So I hope that's helpful.
Okay.
And that can be for anybody. I mean, you don't have to have a conversation with somebody to have their energy in your field.
So she needs to just clear her field.
Hmm. People should do that every day.
What do? You just like clear, clear.
There's a lot. I mean, I have a process that I do, but it's your intention. You could act like you have an eraser in your hand, and the aura goes all the way around. You could just erase, say, "I release anything that's not mine. Go away, go away. I want to start with a
And
clean
that's it?
slate."
Really?
And then put a piece of chalk in your hand, and then write on your chalkboard, "I want peace and love and joy, happiness," and then put a big circle around it. So you could do it any way you want. People
All
can be
right.
very creative. Use your imagination. It's your intention.
Okay.
Um,
Well, good. Something for you to do tonight, Nicole.
mhm. And every night for everybody.
Yeah. Let's move on to Kristen. What do you see for her?
All right, let's see. First thing that Spirit showed me, at first I thought it was a photo album, but it's not. It feels like a book. And they show me like an encyclopedia. Of course, nobody has encyclopedias anymore, but
Yeah.
they're showing me that you're looking up information. So this is why you're going through books. And it's almost as if they're showing me the more information that you read about, the more you want to read about it. You're going to really stumble upon something that strikes your fancy. It doesn't feel like it's schoolwork or like you're having to learn something. It feels like something that you want to know, might be in the spiritual realm. Uh, One thing that comes up too, gosh, my throat, here we go. You might really get a big interest into time traveling. And you might find yourself wanting to read up everything you can about jumping timelines. I'm fascinated. I love all of that about the timelines and jumping timelines.
Mm.
So this is something that we see Kristen really diving into um, and working on it. So that's awesome. And not only that, it can be other things in the spiritual thing, but that's kind of the first they called time traveler is what comes up.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Hope that helps, Kristen. Now let's move to Leora.
All right, let's see what we've got for her. Spirit is showing me like a little furry critter down by your feet. I don't know if you have animals or not, but when they show me a picture, they drop the whole concept in my head as well. They said you would be a wonderful animal communicator, and you have a very strong connection with the nature kingdom and the little sprites and the gnomes. The more you can get outside, the better off you're going to feel. And if you can plant things, even if it's flowers, anything that you can plant and watch it grow, I just see your heart just exploding. So flowers are wonderful, everything. They also want me to, I'm seeing bees. And it takes me way back when 20 years ago, when I first started doing this, my joy guide would always show me bees. And even on license plates, I would see a bee. And this is for you too. This is kind of what your team is saying for you. Is you might see B or BE or BEE or even the little bees. It could be on a billboard. It could be a real one. When they do, that's your spirit team saying to you, just let it be. Like, bring it down a notch. It's whatever you're thinking when you see that, they're saying, ask yourself, is it, just let it be, let the cards fall, fall where they may. So that's kind of fun. And again, they love you to be outside. The more you can be outside, and again, they show me a dog. You might be, and it feels like a new one. So I don't know if you're going to be getting a new little furry friend because it came up twice for you. So that's what comes up for her.
Okay. How about Mahala? Mahila.
Okay. Boy, when I get into this energy, I am seeing cords. And everybody who's watched our show, this is the way my guides tell me. When I see a cord and it literally is like a black extension cord coming, there's several. One comes out of her back. And when they show me that, these are relationships. Doesn't have to be love. It could be friendships. This feels like it's family members, where it feels like you're just getting pulled maybe in different directions or maybe into their drama. And that's easy to do. When somebody calls you, especially family members, and they start talking, if there's any kind of situation, it's easy to get drawn into some of these arenas. And that's what we're seeing. Thank you. They just showed me at you with the pair of scissors, like you're going to be cutting that cord because we can hear you say enough is enough. And you're realizing that it's not doing you any good to be around drama. Now, it doesn't have to be family members. It could be in the work arena. I'm almost teetering. I'm asking the guides, is this family? Feels a little bit more like it's going to be family. So just sit back, observe. Doesn't mean you got to break away and never speak to them again, but they're also saying you don't have to get sucked into the drama. So that's what comes up.
Okay. Well, I hope that helped you. I believe this is Charlotte.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you forgot that last week. Your memory's coming back.
I know. I thought it was Margaret, but
Oh, okay. All
yeah.
right. Let's see what we've got going on here. This is kind of fun because it took me a minute to see what you were doing. Your spirit team showed me like a big poster board. And again, you don't really have to be doing this physically, but maybe just in your mind. Remember the old times where people would say, make a vision board, put on it, take things out of a magazine and paste it on there. If you want a brand new car, put a picture of a brand new car on your vision board. It's manifesting. So they're showing me, you may not actually put it on a board. Maybe you are. But they're saying, boy, now would be the time. It's almost like you have the Midas touch. You're starting to feel that momentum coming behind you. And it feels like that you can feel it. And they're saying, this is the best time for you to manifest. So put as many things on this vision board that you want. And you don't have to harp on it and harp on it and harp on it. put a lot of energy behind it, and then it's like a big seed gets thrown into your future. Um, so that's what we see for her. And it's funny because they are just showing me her just putting so many different things on there. One thing too that comes up real quick here, they kind of dropped this all in my head. You know, so many of us want to help other people, maybe our kids, our family member, you know, whatever, siblings, whatever. And, you know, of course, we can pray for them, we can wish them well. Um, but when we don't want to try to manifest for them, that's kind of their job. It's their journey. Who are we to know what they need to experience? We don't want to cheat them of the journey. And I don't know why Spirit came in like that, but they're just saying, do the Ho'oponopono prayer. If it's a family member that you're worried about, send them love, you know, pray for them and wish them well. And then you can kind of sit back and let them know that you're their biggest cheerleader. But almost they're saying don't give advice until you're asked. So that's what comes up for Charlotte. That kind of took a whole turn, didn't it? I thought I was going to start to go into a whole reading there because her team is talking, but sometimes that's
Oh, really? Oh,
what it does.
okay. All right. Just want to remind everybody that if you're looking for a reading, that in the chat comment, please put that you would like a reading. I mean, if you just say hello, we'll say hello back. So, hello, Carrie, but we need consent for Sherry to get into your field. So, Carrie, if you could just in the chat type the request for a reading, we'll get to you. I mean, it's kind of a slow night tonight, so I'm sure we'll get to you by the end of the show. But let's move to Jax. I believe
Jax?
that's Black.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Jax. I believe that's her name.
All right. Let's get into the energetic field here just a bit. All right. This is kind of going to be way out there, but we're just going to say it. Spirit uses my memory. And, oh, okay. We are picking up a very strong connection with you and the extraterrestrials and UFOs.
Really?
And I know that people, a lot of people aren't into that. Of course, Bobby and I are, because was it Area 51? Is that it? Where they have the hangar where the UFO is?
Uh, Area 51 is out in Nevada, isn't it?
Is
Yeah.
that where they have the UFO?
Well, that's a hangar in Dayton, Ohio.
Mm,
Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
okay.
Hangar 18, I think.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know why. They showed me 51 and instantly I thought, oh, the connection with the UFOs. Isn't that funny?
Huh.
I don't know where that came from, but it came from your guides. So may not be something that you're used to, but Spirit says pay attention. Look up, and when you see a light in the sky, it doesn't always have to be at night. If you see something in the sky, keep looking, keep watching it, because it might manifest, it might turn into, it might, you know, be a whole bunch of different ones, different lights. Very exciting. Um, I don't know if you have if you live around mountains or if you're going to go to a place where there are some hills and mountains. This is where we see a really strong connection with your guides. And again, and I know this sounds crazy, but it doesn't to me, but it might to you. Such a strong connection with the Arcturians. So I don't know if you've ever worked with the Arcturians, but it might be something where you can kind of snoop around and just see, listen to some YouTubes about the Arcturian Council and see if it doesn't resonate with you, because we feel like it will. And this could really help your spiritual gifts if you so choose. Not everybody wants to, you know, open up, you know, all their spiritual gifts, but we're just saying if you do, that would be one avenue that you could. and that they would help you. So that's what comes in for mangled unicorn.
Okay.
I love the Arcturians.
Arcturians.
I call them Arcturians.
What do they look like?
I don't know what they look like, but I just know the energy.
Oh, do you? Oh, because I've heard of them, but I don't really know
There's a
what.
lot, the Palladians, Syrians, Arcturians, Andromedans. I mean, it's probably endless.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Well, what do we have for Stephen?
okay, let's see here. Almost feels like it's kind of getting hard to breathe in his energy a little bit. I'm asking Spirit what's going on here. Almost like we're out of breath. Your Spirit team is asking you when your body is kind of saying, "Hey, I'm tired. Let's slow down." They say, "Listen to it. Don't overdo it, especially when it comes to lifting things." Um, and they're saying use a lot of caution. I know a lot of guys, want to really lift. Oh, I'll just double this load so I don't have to make 2 trips. They're just saying, not for your whole life, but like in the near future, watch the lifting of heavy things, and so we don't hurt the back or twist the back. Not only the physical labor, but they're also talking too about mentally. When you feel overloaded, kind of step away from maybe any computer or something you're working on. They're just saying pay attention to your body, because your body's really going to start to give you messages. And the more that you kind of just pay attention, the body can be a wonderful messenger. And this is what we see coming up for Stephen is even the little aches and pains, we all get them. We're all of a sudden, oh, I got a pain in my arm, and and now it's gone. Sometimes that can be other people's energy too. But they might just say, hey, let's pay attention to this arm, or in the back. Ooh, let's watch the back, or even the foot. So that's what we see. And then the minute I said foot, they are really kind of pulling me down into your foot. And it's funny because this happened to me. My heel was hurting for a long, long time. Couldn't figure it out, and then it just went away. It's kind of what we're coming up with, Stephen. There might be a foot issue, some sort of pain that you have in your foot. And your spirit team wants me to tell you, of course, we're no doctor. If you have something like that, seek medical attention. But they're saying that if you do have that, it might be your higher self telling you, you think you're not moving forward as fast as what you would like. And so they're saying, you are making forward progress, may not be as fast as what you want, but Spirit says you are moving forward. You've come a long way in the last 3 years. So they said, keep doing what you're doing. And even if you have to pivot and do something different, that's okay. Seems like you might get bored easily. And if you do, and you feel like you want to change jobs, or you want to move, or you want to do something else, that's fine. Then do it. Follow your gut feeling. So that's what comes up for Stephen.
Okay. Hope that helps you, Stephen. Now we go to Kathy Macy. Kathy,
Okay.
welcome back.
Hi, Kathy. First thing that came up is your spirit team showed me they want you to just really raise the bar, really get out there and dream big. They said the sky's the limit. And they want you to go back and just really do a little bit of soul searching and ask yourself, what do I like to do? What do I really love to do? If money had nothing to do with it, or time, what would I be doing right now? And they say focus on that. They show me that you might have been struggling lately to where maybe this is with finances, where you feel like you're just keeping your head above water. But that's where your spirit team is coming in, and they're saying, start to dream big. Put it out to the universe, what it is that you want. And then a funny thing will happen. if you believe that you deserve more money or you deserve a better life, like Spirit says, a funny thing will happen. Things will start to come to you. You'll be like a magnet. You'll just attract them. It's all about, of course, your energy, but what you believe too and your thoughts. So monitor your thoughts. Your spirit team says we would like to see you around more people, and not in the work arena, but maybe after the work arena, maybe getting out a little bit more. I know that's hard sometimes. Like when I get off work, I'm tired. I don't want to go mixing and mingling. But if you could maybe put something in your schedule to have something to look forward to, because you might be in a little bit of a rut right now, or maybe feeling a little flatlined. So they're saying that will kind of break that monotony and kind of get you out and get you. They just keep saying mixing and mingling. So we love fall for you. I don't know where you live wherever you live in the world, but fall for us in Indiana is what, October, November. We love October and November for you. When you get to that point, it feels as if you're going to have, Spirit says, like a new outlook on life. And it's very refreshing. And you'll get a sense of peace. And you will definitely be out of your rut at that point, is what they're saying.
Okay. All right, now we'll go to Lizelle. Lizelle's her name. Says, how can I receive a message? Sorry for the camps. Well, you're about to get one. What do
Okay.
you think for Lizelle?
Okay. All right. Let's see what we've got going on here. First thing they show me is your energy, very charismatic. I am. They're showing me like when you walk into a room, people notice you. It might be very easy for you to strike up a conversation with other people. If not, your spirit team's going to really work on where you almost turn into a social butterfly. We see you smiling. You're going to find where you like to be around people. The more social events, the better you like it. One thing your spirit team is asking you, they're cautioning you with your words. Um, Words are like toothpaste. When you squirt them out of a tube, you can't get them back in. So that they're kind of cautioning you. There might be something, and we all do this, to where we just blurt things out and then we're like, ruh-roh, kind of wish I wouldn't have said that. Or you might be thinking something, and then when you see the person, you just really let loose on them. And they're saying less words are going to be better. So when you find yourself in that situation, count to 5 before you speak. And that's probably good advice for everybody. But that's what really comes up for you here in the next couple of months and it feels like it is a social event. So they're just saying kind of monitor what it is that you say, whether it be to a certain person or maybe somebody might overhear you. And we just don't like things coming back at us. So that's kind of what comes up for whoever you said that is. I'm trying to think.
Lizelle.
I don't even know. I don't think that's a word. Thing, or
Oh, no, there's a comment further down in the chat.
oh, okay. Because I'm like, what is that?
Yeah. Okay, let's move to Diane.
Okay, let's see. All right. First thing, I'm kind of scanning her chakras. The first thing Spirit shows me, they drop me into her stomach. I don't know if Diane, if you're starting to have stomach issues, or maybe you have had for a long time. It just feels very queasy. This is where a lot of times where we get our intuitive hits. And sometimes we'll get that uneasy feeling in the stomach when the intuition is kind of getting blocked. So your spirit team is asking you, it feels like it's the food that you're putting in your body, that there might be ways to cut back on some of that they call it indigestion, I guess. When you do that, kind of, if you have stomach issues, and again, they're really focusing on switching up what you're eating. Um, there's something that you're eating that it's not agreeing with you, but they feel like that when that calms down, you will find that your intuition kind of sparks up and gets more back online. Um, they're just suggesting a liver cleanse would be good.
Hmm.
Some people can do crazy liver cleanse. I mean, there's easier ways to do it. I think even Spirit shows me milk thistle. Is that it, Bobby? I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's
One
one
way,
supplement. For,
yeah, just little, and again, I'm no doctor, but it's something about the liver. It would help the stomach, and then it's like everything's connected, and then the intuition will start to come online, and that's your gut feeling. And you'll find that uh, again, it's your gut feeling is really going to come in handy. Also, they're telling me, they're showing me your ear chakras, and um, one of your spiritual gifts, whether you have mastered it or not, is to actually be the clairaudient, where you hear spirit. Um, that's probably my least. I get the whole download, or I see pictures, or I just know. When I say I hear, it's because I know what they're saying. But they said you will actually, if you so choose, and if you work on it, could hear other voices.
mm, interesting.
And it might start at nighttime. If she might already be doing it, but with them bringing it up, they're just amping it up. Her guides. It might be at nighttime too. You know, when we're getting ready to fall asleep, or when we start to wake up, that's when our analytical mind is sitting at the back of the bus, and that's your best time to connect with spirit. And you might hear your name being called, and you'll be like, "What?" And so that's gonna might be the start of it. I must say I do that a lot. I'll do to Dave, my husband. I'll be like, "What'd you say?" And he'll go, "I didn't say anything," but I could swear somebody's talking, and I'm like, "What?" So I'll be in the kitchen, and he ignores me, because he thinks I'm crazy through the years. But that's what we see for Diane,
Mm.
is just. And I always thought, when I first started this 20 years ago, I was in class with a girl who said she could hear. And I thought, Irene, I feel like I have to play charades. I'm like, it'd be a lot easier if you just told me.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, they will drop, say, an entire concept in my head. I mean, they'll show me a flash picture. They will drop an entire concept, and that can be all different things. It can be my memory. It can be everything. And just like they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words, literally. And so if ever to tell me all that.
Uh-huh.
So that's why they want it, lightnings. They must know that I would eventually be doing readings like this. Who knows? But
Yeah.
um,
Huh.
so yeah,
Yeah.
that's got sidetracked there, Diane. But that fun for you. And again, you don't have to do that, but we everybody can be intuitive. So, and
Yeah.
everybody has guides.
Okay. So let's move on to Kristen. What do you see for her?
All right, Kristen. Boy, instantly, they took me to your crown chakra. I see just like the
Oh,
4th of
wait a
July.
minute. We've done Kristen already.
Oh, we have? All right. All right, well,
Sorry,
Kristen,
Kristen.
Kristen, we're going to say we love July for you. Just,
Oh,
second
really?
second message came right out of the gate. Boy, they showed me instantly, boom, July, good things are going to happen. So,
Okay. Well, a
so
little extra there, Kristen.
yeah.
My mistake. Christina, I meant.
Okay. Instantly, I feel like my teeth are sticking to my lips. And when that happens, it's diabetes. Doesn't feel like it's Christina. This feels like a woman that has already crossed over. It feels like she's coming in. not a guide of hers, but it could be a loved one that has crossed over that comes. Feels like she's, I don't know if she's holding a casserole. It doesn't feel like a cake. It feels more like a casserole or food. I feel like this lady that comes through like to feed people. Um, I do that. Whenever anybody comes by, I always feel like I need to feed them. It feels like I'm getting that energy from this woman coming in too. And she wants me to tell you that even loved ones like her, they can come in and work with you and be your guides. And Bobby and I have talked about this before. Um, One of my relatives that comes to me very often, I bet Aunt Aggie, I bet I've seen her twice in my life, comes through more than anybody. Isn't that
Really?
strange? So that's what we want to say with Christina is that we can have a lot of loved ones. We may not know them, but they know us. And this lady comes in, um, and her legs are swollen. Feels like she might have had issues walking. And thank you. Her message to you is we really are what we eat. And it feels like that she wasn't real picky about what she ate, um, or not healthy, I guess I want to say. So the message to you, Christina, is I don't know if you're trying to clean up your diet, trying to eat more healthy, a lot of vegetables. Of course, you know, everybody should do that. But this lady comes in, and this was one of her regrets. If she had it all to do again, she would have treated her body like a temple. So that is her message to you. Um, and again, feels like she wants to come in through your dreams or at nighttime. So this is a loved one from the other side that comes in for you, Christina. So
Okay.
sending her love to you.
All right. Well, I hope it helps. All right, we are about halfway through. We want to do some alphabet messages now.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah,
ready for them?
yeah.
Did you use your
Yes,
smelling
I
device?
did. That's why I have it over here. I could, yeah, I can smell it. So
Really?
weird.
Okay, so now we're going to do some alphabet messages for everybody. Sherry's going to provide a spiritual message to everybody that's either listening to the show live right now or through a recorded message of this in the future. It'll work either way. Now, everyone watching the show right now needs to select a letter. It's either A, B, or C. Don't think about it, just let it come to you. Let spirit give you that letter. Whatever immediately popped into your head is what it's going to be. All right, so we should all have a letter now. Sherry, you're going to give us a spiritual message based on that letter. Are
Yeah.
you ready?
Did you read Debbie Castle's message?
No.
Yippee, Bobby, pick your letter.
I will. I will. It's B. I when I first started reading this, B came up. So,
Okay.
all right.
All right. So what I do is I get into spirit before the show, and they give me the messages, and then I write them down. So here we go. If you chose A, uh, the willow tree is coming in. The energy comes in for you. And in this, they're saying that life can't always be good. And if it is not good for you at this point, the willow tree is asking you to be able to express your emotions. They said big boys can cry. Don't stuff down these emotions. Feel them, just like the weeping willow. It doesn't mean that you have to stay in this sadness or depression for long periods at a time. Because as we know, um, life is like a roller coaster. When life is going great and super, it doesn't stay that way. The same is true for when things aren't going so well. They don't stay that way either. Because they want me to say, just like a storm, comes in, then there's always the sun and rainbows will follow. So that's if you chose A. If you chose B, that's the daffodil energy. This comes in for you. Now, in Indiana, This is one of the first flowers that come up in the spring. And this energy, the daffodil energy, is urging you to spring into action. If there's something you want to do, if there's something you want to accomplish, if you got a list to do, um, or if you want to make a change in your life, now would be the time to do it. Don't sit around and twiddle your fingers, because just like spring, they want you to spring forward. So that's the energy that comes up um, if you chose B. All right. C energy. This is kind of fun. This is the ghost crab energy. Now, I don't know if, for those of you who don't know what that is, we were on the beach, my husband and I, one time, and they're little crabs, and they're clear almost, and you see their big eyeballs. And this energy, it comes in, and it says, it comes in for you, that it can move. They move forward. They can go sideways, like at the blink of an eye. So when this energy comes in, it is asking you to come up with plan B. If you're working on a goal, if you're working on some sort of a project, they said, and if it doesn't seem to be working out, then come up with plan B. That way you can pivot at the drop of a dime, just like the ghost crab. They can change directions without any delay. So that's what's coming up if you chose C. So those are the alphabet messages.
Okay.
And Bobby,
Springing
your,
forward.
huh?
Springing forward, right?
Because remember, we were talking about list. Was it right before the show? And you said, I just can't get things done on my
Yeah,
list.
I know. Yeah, right here.
Yep. So there you go.
Spring
Spring
forward.
into action.
I know it. I really have to. Okay, before we get going again with Polly, reminder to everybody, we have a hard stop at 7:30 Eastern Time, which is another 45 minutes or 40 minutes. If you don't get your reading today, then in the comment section after this live stream in the video, type in a request for a reading at that point. If you have a specific question, type that in too, and Sherry will get to it usually by the end of day today. If not, then tomorrow sometime.
And I would like to say too that a lot of people might stumble upon this YouTube, in 3 or 4 days that's never been on here. Because I do get, stragglers kind of that come in all throughout the week. So I try to check those comments every day.
Do you? Okay.
So it's not just, if I don't get in an hour after the show. So keep that in mind too, that, it can be any point.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Polly doesn't have to worry about it. She's going to get a
Oh,
reading right now.
okay. All right. Boy, one thing that's coming up, they instantly dropped me into her throat chakra. And your spirit guides are working with you on using your voice. And they said you would be a really good salesman. They just said that people believe you when you talk. And spirit is going to really work with you on honing in on that gift, so to speak. And when they say a good salesman, they say you can convince people of anything because they believe you. It's funny, they've showed me, so I guess I'm going to say it. They showed me her, maybe it's the Polly wants a cracker. They showed me her in like a pet shop, and literally with a bird. And birds can be wonderful communicators. I don't know why this always comes up here. I got to get this off or it's going to boot me off. And birds can be wonderful message bearers. So pay attention to the birds that you see outside and even on TV and even in magazines. Even if you hear the name of a bird, it feels like the next 3 months might really, you might see a lot of different birds and they will come to you. When you see one, get on and Google the spiritual meaning of it because they all bring meanings, even if you dream of birds. So this is really good. And again, they keep going back to the throat chakra. And kind of makes sense. Bobby, remember Dad had Beanie, the bird that would cuss and say, you know,
Yeah.
talk.
Uh,
Of course, Dad taught him cuss words.
yeah.
But that's kind of what they're saying is, uh, they'll repeat things. It's just all about the way that you, I guess they're saying, present yourself and the way that you say your words. Sometimes, thank you, boy, they're dropping a lot in my head. It's taken me a minute to decipher this. Sometimes when people talk, they don't know what they sound like. Because just like with me, when we first started this, I hate to hear my voice. When I do blog
Yeah,
talk
I know.
radio and this, and I'd be like, oh, I would just cringe. Now we're kind of used to it. We've been doing it. But sometimes people don't know how they sound, and they said record yourself. If you're talking on the telephone, record yourself and see if it matches how you think you're projecting yourself out into the world. Because it all has to do with the throat chakra. They're opening it up, almost like um, they're shining. It's like a beautiful diamond, like they're kind of polishing you up. I know that sounds silly,
Hmm.
but it makes sense in my head. Is it making sense to you, Bobby? I hope it makes
Yeah,
sense to her.
I think so.
Yeah, so that's the message for Polly. And I gotta tell you too, and I can tell by the way when I deliver messages, like with Polly, I can tell she's got a lot going on in her head because I feel like I want to jump from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, almost without finishing. So that might be how she
Mm.
rolls. And because I'll start to pick up on that energy when I get into people's field too. So maybe kind of work on, finishing one thought or going through with the thought before we kind of jump onto something else. I do the same thing. I think it's like attention deficit. I got a million things in my head going on too. So
Uh,
that's what comes up for Polly.
okay. Well, I hope that helped you.
She
But,
said it made sense.
oh,
Ah, there we
really?
go.
Oh, good.
Doesn't have to make sense to us, Bobby. It just has to
That's
make
true.
sense to them.
Phoenix, what do you got?
Okay. Let's see what we've got going here. Instantly, when I get in to the energy here, just a little bit, I feel a little bit of sadness, almost like a sense of loneliness. They kind of show me her out on a boat, and she's just there with one oar, and it doesn't feel like anybody else is around. It's a little tiny boat, and she might be in a little rut. When you only have one oar, you'll go around in circles. So she might feel stuck, a little bit stuck, either lately or coming up. Um, and your spirit guides want me to tell you that you're never alone. Sometimes when we feel that loneliness, when there's not humans around, or we feel the sense of abandonment, um, this is the best time to do some soul searching, to get in there and maybe do a little shadow work, go back and I gotta tell you, they're throwing me back to like when you were 5 years old. I'm picking up on some sort of abandonment issues, loneliness. So it might start to bleed through, and not that you're broken. We all do things like that. And then if we don't, of course, we're not going to deal with it when we're a little kid, but it'll start to surface when we get older. Because all those emotions, everything that happens to us, it gets stored in our memory banks in our bodies. And it's like a tea kettle. It's going to come up randomly, but usually it'll come up when you're able to deal with it. So that's kind of what we see going on for Phoenix. Um, when you feel a little bit of sadness, when you feel a little bit of abandonment or rejection, this is the time to do some soul searching and ask, what am I supposed to learn? Or, keep in mind, doesn't happen to you, it happens for you to learn something. Because again, I hear Spirit say, this too shall pass. So hang in there and do some shadow work. If you don't know what it is, Google it. You can find anything out on Google
Yeah,
or on the YouTube.
true.
So hope that was helpful, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Some people are like, "Oh, well, why give messages like that?" I'm just the message bearer. This just comes in from there. Don't shoot the messenger. Um, it all can't be super great, wonderful, and awesome. There's not one person that their life is always perfect and they don't go through sadness or because otherwise, you know what? We wouldn't have came here because our life was perfect on the other side. We wanted it got boring, so we come here to experience challenges. So,
Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope that helped you. Let's go to Lorinda.
all
What do you have
right,
for her?
let's see what we've got here. What is this? Feels like we're we're in the kitchen baking bread or something, or making pizza dough or something, but it feels like the more family that you can be around, the better we like. So if you're having an issue with a family member, maybe this would be the time for you to extend an olive branch. Maybe kind of reach out. Or if you have a family member you haven't talked to in a while, maybe just shoot them a text and see how it's going. People, not everybody, a lot of people, food is a good way to gather people around. And that's why they kind of showed me her in the kitchen. It feels like she's either, getting ready to make pie crust or pizza crust or something or bread. But I think it's really more just symbolism for kitchen is a hot spot for a lot of people. And it's because there's food and then that's where they gather. So this is what is coming up is, try to invite people. And it can be a potluck where other people bring things. It's not that you have to do all the buying and cooking. But it feels like that there's a need for more connection. Doesn't always have to be friends. It can be with family, or it doesn't always have to be with family. It can be some friends too. That it feels like that you might want to pull some friends back in that I don't want to say that have slipped away, but we all have friends that we don't talk to for a while. They're just saying kind of pull some more people in your circle. So that's what comes up.
Okay. All right. Back to Carrie. Carrie, I told you we'd get back to you.
Okay. Hi, Carrie. First thing they showed me is there might be a road trip coming up for you. Um, and doesn't mean that you have to drive all the way across the country. It could just be a couple of hours, but I'm seeing where there's a road trip coming. And as you're in the car, um, sometimes we don't always have to have the music going, but it feels like this is where we can get, a friend of mine used to say windshield time or wiper time, or I forget how she said it, but that's kind of what they're saying with you. This is the time where you can just start talking to yourself. Thank you. Your spirit team's funny. Another thing they're showing me is that when you are in the car, a lot of times I'm seeing that you have loved ones that come in and kind of sit with you. We have spirits that sit in the car with you. So I don't know if you talk to people when you're driving, your loved ones on the other side, because they're talking to you. And a lot of times it's while you're in the car and by yourself. So that's what's coming up. Thank you. And I'm asking Spirit because I can carry on two conversations at once. And I'm asking them, well, why is she taking this road trip by herself? What they're telling me is that you might find yourself really going back and maybe doing some inner child work. Again, the shadow work, things of this nature, because they said this would really be the time where you can get more clarity and where you can get more answers. Um, and this is really kind of far out. I don't know if you've ever done any ayahuasca, and I don't even know if you've ever heard of that. That might be something that comes up for you, Carrie, is doing an ayahuasca retreat. So,
Wow. Okay.
That's fun. I kind of would like to do that, but oh, they can be brutal, when you do that. It's like you're
Yeah.
throwing up and diarrhea and
Oh, okay.
with a lot of people around you. Oh, it doesn't sound like a real good time. But
But Carrie can do it, and she
but
can tell
Carrie,
us
well,
how.
you'll like
Yeah,
it.
you
It'll
can
be
tell us how
great.
it went.
No, people do it and they have like amazing breakthroughs, like on the spiritual level, like serious. Not every single person, but man, I have heard some really awesome things about ayahuasca.
Really. Okay.
Hmm.
All
Doesn't
right.
mean she's going to do it here in the next couple of weeks. This could be, sometimes they'll want me to plant the seed. And then here in 6 months, 8 months from now, she might have somebody say, "Hey, have you ever heard of ayahuasca?" And she'll be like, "God, that's so weird." It's because spirit works like that.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Just a reminder, everybody, if you're really looking for a general reading tonight, in your chat comments, put down the fact that you want a reading. I know I've skipped a few people, and some people are probably cussing me out, but you really need to say you want a reading because we don't want to assume that you do and then invade your privacy by giving you a reading. But Tracy's asked for a reading. What do you have for her?
all right, let's see what we've got going on here. This is kind of fun. Instantly, spirit drops me in right in through here in her mouth, and they're saying something about the taste buds. Um, Not only are foods going to taste differently, and of course, some foods that she used to love might not taste as well, but then it's like she's going to start to try different foods that she's never tried before. And it's kind of fun, and it kind of would throw me into, how different countries have different types of foods.
Yeah.
And it feels like she might get on some kind of a little venture to where I did this a long time ago. When I go to the grocery, I would make myself buy one thing that I had never bought before, whether it be some kind of vegetable or fruit. I wouldn't even know what it was, and then I'd have to Google it. That's kind of what we see with Tracy. It's like she's gonna really open up a lot of taste buds, which is kind of fun. And this could even happen not only with her, but it feels like there might be somebody else with her, and they can kind of shoot recipes back and forth or say, "Oh, have you tried this or that?" But it all feels like it's good for the body. Maybe natural, but good for the body. It's not like, "Oh, have you tried these, barbecued Pringles?" It's going to be foods that really just open up. When that does, spirit's funny. It gets the mouth just all happy. Um, I can tell the difference when I eat organic food. It is like a party going on in my mouth. I can just tell the difference. Can you, Bobby?
Um, it seems a little fresher, but you know,
Yeah. And that's what we feel with her is that it kind of just opens everything up, and therefore it's going to open up the throat chakra because we see where so many times it's hard for her to articulate what it is that she wants to say. It sounds good in her head, but when she goes to talk it words get stuck, I guess is what Spirit's saying. So it's kind of a win-win. It's fun that she gets to explore different things, keeps the imagination going, the creativity, and then I feel there's another person that does it with her, so that's even double the fun. And then it also helps the throat chakra. So that's just kind of fun, something different.
yeah. Okay. Well, I hope that helped you. Let's move to Sheila.
Okay, Sheila. First thing that came up, they showed me a pencil in your hand or a pen and a spiral notebook. And I want to say journaling. It's kind of journaling slash um, book. Doesn't have to be a 400-page book, but they're saying there's a book inside of you. And a lot of it has to do with personal experiences. Because they're telling me that you have lived through a lot of things, a lot of maybe hardships, things of this nature, that you would be really good at helping other people with. And they're saying, we hope that you've been writing things down because it could be, you could really turn this into something. This is super cool. Um, I don't know why they're, and this is cool. I thought about doing this one time. You know those calendars where every day it's like a quote, might be a Bible quote, or it could be some. They're saying that this would be something that she could do. Make a calendar on each one, and every day somebody could read a quote that would help boost their confidence, or help them emotionally or mentally. That would be cool. So that's what the kind of comes up for her. Not that she's going to, but Spirit likes to plant seeds sometimes. And they said that when you write, really good therapy for you too. Not only would you help others, it would help you to release and work through some things that you haven't quite hashed out yet. So that's what comes up for
Okay.
her.
All right. Uh, I know you gave Diane a message earlier about her liver cleanse. She does actually have stomach problems, so just a little good
Okay.
validation there.
Okay.
Yeah, because the liver and the gallbladder,
I
they
tell you
work
what,
together, and you think it's a stomach ache, but it's actually your gallbladder.
yeah, I don't have a gallbladder, but I tell you, right when you
Mhm.
read that, I could tell my liver felt like it just exploded. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Huh.
It still does. Calm down there.
Okay, we better move on quickly
You
to
better move
LaDonna.
on.
LaDonna, what do you have for her?
What was the first name? Donna.
LaDonna.
Oh, okay, LaDonna. Okay. First thing that comes up, so drawn into her mother's energy. Um, I don't know if mommy's on the other side or if she's here, but it's coming in almost like all downloaded at once. Your mother was a wonderful teacher to you. Whether she was a perfect mother that you loved everything about, that's great. But if she wasn't, that also can teach you how not to be. It feels like that you're going to be doing some reflecting, I guess is what they're saying, with your mother and the way that you were raised and the things that you were taught. Um, and and know that she always did the best she could do. Whether it was, whether it was good you thought or not, I'm just getting, and I'm going to her higher self. I'm not invading her privacy. Sometimes I can't tell people if are still here on the earth plane or if they're on the other side, but I'm getting the impression that she's telling me she did the best she could do. So that is the energy. And I don't know if you have a necklace of your mother's, if she gave you one. There's something about around the neck, a necklace. And she's telling me too, and now I feel your guides are bleeding through. Sometimes I forget what this is called, where people can hold things of someone else and pick up, get messages from them. Like Bobby, if I were to hold your, I don't know, wristwatch, and then even if I didn't know it was yours, I could say, "Oh, this guy, worked at a computer all the time," or whatever. That's what they're saying with her, LaDonna. She would be really good. I know the name is right on the tip of my tongue, where she could hold things of other people's and get messages and feel their energy.
Hmm.
So that's something if she so chooses to work on. Um,
Yeah.
and
Interesting.
that can come in handy too if you want to buy things, especially at antique stores. If you hold something and you get a really negative energy, might not want to bring it home with you. Um, so,
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to Raul. What do you have for
mm,
him?
okay, let's see. First thing that comes up um, is they show me your head kind of like down, like I don't know, like you're kind of worn out. But it feels like spirit is coming behind you and lifting your shoulders up and saying, okay, come on, you got this, you can do this. Think positive. You might feel like you've been in a boxing ring and you've been under maybe a lot of stress. There's been a lot of things coming up. You do have helpers on the other side that can come in and help you. You have to ask. It's funny, they show me my younger boy when he lived at home. He's going to school. Sometimes I would say, call in Einstein or somebody smart, you know, I'd be like, call them in, they can help you. That's kind of what we're picking up for this gentleman, is that call in some helpers from the other side because they can help. So that is the message that comes in.
Okay. Well, I hope that helps you. Although, I don't know, is it too late for exams? Haven't they taken place already, or?
Let's see. Hey, will I be succeed in all exams? Well, it doesn't mean exams don't have to be school. I mean, maybe it's a job. You know, sometimes people have to go through training exams and tests and things. I don't know.
Okay.
Um,
All right. Mysterious World. I don't have a first name. Uh, can you do something for her?
okay.
Without the name? If we ask for it, then we'll never get
Yeah.
to her.
When you said that, I thought she wrote, I don't have a first name. And I thought, that's so sad. Okay. I'm starting to get loopy now.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
10 minutes.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Oh boy. They instantly show me a rainbow coming around you. Always, always. It means there's healing coming in from the other side. Healing is coming in for your emotional status here, for your emotions. Um, Boy, the body stores every emotion. And we just see where you might start shake, rattling, and rolling. There might be a lot of things that kind of trigger you. So always keep in mind if somebody says something to you that ruffles your feathers, hurts your feelings, makes you angry, they're just mirroring to you what you need to work on. And I know sometimes you're like, oh, that can't be true, but really kind of ask, well, why did that bother me? And a funny thing will happen if you ask why long enough, it's that bread trail, that little crumbs, they're going to lead you possibly back to childhood somewhere. Because that's what you want to do. You want to go back to the first time that really bothered you. So if somebody says something, let's say, and this is hypothetical, let's say you're a little heavy and somebody makes fun of, big people. Instantly, boom, it's going to hurt your feelings. Go back to when you first experienced it. And then that's when you start to work on and chip away at, doing some of this inner work. So that's what we see is coming up for the mysterious world. Irene's funny.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what comes up.
We'll move on to her name is Dorian.
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 Mick B. Baby. That's kind of fun. I love these names.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we've got here. All right. They said buckle your seatbelt because your life is getting ready to take they said, a fabulous turn. They tell me that we love 3 months out, we love 6 months out. They show me that within a year, you're going to look at your life and you're going to think, wow, I never dreamed in a million years that I would be where I'm at right now. Because it feels like you're going to start to have a series of events. Not all of them are going to be super and great. Some might not be, but they will get you to get you back up on the journey. some of that is needed for you to get to where they want you to be or where you want to be, because we create our own world, but your guides are helping you. All that they're telling me is, we love that they show me 12 months. They don't say it a year, they say 12 months. Um, and we just see where you're almost flabbergasted because you're like, I never knew my life could be this good.
Mm.
Not that, again, everything we say, it doesn't mean, oh, her life's good in 12 months and it's going to stay perfect the rest of her life. I think people know that, but it's really exciting. That's a good message.
Really?
So,
Well, that's interesting. How about Brandy?
okay, let's see what we've got for Brandy here just a bit. One thing that shows up is they kind of show me you split down the middle. You might find yourself where you're in a crossroads, where you're not quite for sure what it is which direction that you need to go. Uh, I'm really drawn into the arena of moving. Um, there might be a time coming up here in the near future, maybe it's happening now, where you might want to move, but you're not quite for sure where you want to go or what. And they're saying when you're at a crossroads like that, sometimes it's best just to sit in the stillness, because sometimes things have a funny way of working themselves out, almost like a splinter. And that's what they're showing me with you. When you find yourself in a crossroads and don't know which direction to go, it feels like it's a big hit. It's either a job move or a house move. And they're saying you don't know what to do. They're saying the best thing to do is nothing at all, because it feels like it's going to work its way out. And then you'll know which way to go, because the other road will be blocked. So just like a splinter, sometimes they wiggle their way out without you having to do anything. So that's what they're saying. When you find yourself in a pickle and don't know which way to go, they're saying just sit tight and spirit will make the choice easy for you. So that's what comes up for Brandy.
Okay. Well, I hope that helped you. Let's move to Aileen.
All right, Aileen, let's see what we've got going on here. Okay. They kind of show me that a lot of times you're really good at putting on a smile, maybe when you don't feel like it. And Spirit wants you to not be shy. If you need to talk to somebody, then talk to them. It's okay to talk about your problems. Nobody wants to be around somebody who always talks about their problems, but it's always good to be able to have an open ear, someone that can listen to you. And it feels like that you do have that around you. If not, you are going to find that. I don't know if you go to any type of a church. I'm feeling like religion is coming up for you. I don't, you might be searching maybe different religions and kind of get to know what, each different religion. Um, and you might also be questioning some of the things that you were taught about religion when you were a child. So there's going to be a lot of things about religion and prayer, and God and angels. It feels like all of this is going to like just kind of snowball on you. One thing will lead to another. It's almost like a domino effect. You might start out small and then you just keep finding yourself, wow, okay, this and that's kind of interesting. And so weird, kind of just popped up. You have a very strong connection with Egypt, and the pyramids. There may be a day when you travel to that, to Egypt, not stay there, maybe just for vacation, but it's something about the pyramids. I just see a really strong connection with you in the pyramids of Egypt. So
Wow, interesting.
that kind of went out there, didn't it? But
Yeah, I know.
spirit just drops things in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. How about soldier?
Okay. Instantly, when I get into this energy, I just feel like a sense of relief. I don't know if this individual's been going through a lot of stress because it feels like, oh, it's just a lot. Thank you. There has been a lot maybe on their plate. I do see in the very near future, it's going to just get better and better. And it's just like they keep saying, a sigh of relief. You can finally see light at the end of the tunnel. Nothing is worse than going through, phases of your life to where you feel like you're almost hopeless. That's not a good place to be. We're not saying that this individual is to that point, but it feels as if we see light at the end of the tunnel for you, and you see it as well. And life can be filled with a lot of obstacles, and we see, you stumbling, you might have been going through a rough time, but we do want to tell you that I hear Spirit say help is on the way. So I don't know what's going on with this individual, but there is a lot of help on the way.
Okay. Well, that's good. Anyway.
Okay, I'm trying to read. I don't like to read them because then I like to maybe read it after, but I don't like to read it before my Shari will step in, and it taints the read a little bit.
Yeah.
I like it to be right from Spirit on this show.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
my private reads, we can ask all the questions, or even after the show in the comments,
We'll do
we
that.
can
Yeah.
do the.
Okay, so this is Maria. She would like a reading.
Okay, let's see what we've got here. First thing that came out of the gate is they show me you at a computer, blah, 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 typing, and they're saying, when you feel sad, write. That's going to be your best therapy. Even, you had a bad day, and then almost start asking yourself questions. Be the interviewer. Interview yourself about how your day went. And especially when you have bad days, because they said the more that you can write about your emotions, the better you're going to feel. One other thing they're talking about is pay very close attention to full moons, because they're really going to affect you, especially a full moon. 3 days before and 3 days after, you'll find that you will be really emotional. And that's all right, because when we feel it, the emotion, it doesn't mean it's going to make it stronger. When we feel undesirable emotions, feel them, write them down, and that way the emotion is like, oh, yay, she heard me, I'm out of here. Now, it doesn't mean you're never going to feel that way again, because it comes in layers, because we've stuffed it down in layers. All of us, we stuff things down from day one. And it's got to come up. We can't deal with everything at once. That's why it comes up a little bit at a time. So that's what comes up for her, is write things down. That's the best therapy. And another thing too, if it feels really personal and you don't ever want anybody to read it, write it down and then shred it or burn it. So
Right. Yeah.
that's
Okay,
what comes up.
let's do a couple of more. And we'll
Okay.
be done. This is Dean. Dean would
Dean,
like a reading.
Dean.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. First thing they show me, I don't know if you're wanting to buy a new car. They kind of show me you like scratching your head like, do I want to? Do I not? Again, we're on the fence. There might be a different car coming in for you, and it might be from someone that you know. It doesn't feel like it's a car lot. Might be someone that you know. And it might even be a second car, who knows? But it just feels like you're looking at it thinking, this needs some work. Do I know how to do this, or am I going to be able to afford this or whatnot? But so this is what kind of comes in, as we do see a new vehicle, or a different vehicle, we should say, at some point coming in for you. One other thing real quick is they show me an egg. And when Spirit shows me an egg, this is new beginnings coming in for you. It's almost as if one chapter closes and here comes another one. But they're saying that this chapter coming up for you is a long one. It's a long chapter. There's a lot of fun, but there's a lot of learning, um, and deciphering, and your soul will really, really evolve. Um, and that's what we come here for. So, and they keep saying it's a long chapter, but they said it's going to be well worth it. You're going to have a lot of epiphanies. When you start to see a lot of synchronicities, when you start to hear the same thing from different sources that don't even know each other, or, different areas, that's how you kind of know you're on the right track. That's how spirit gives you breadcrumbs that, hey, and your higher self does this too. That way you know you're on the right track. So that's what we see coming up for this individual.
Okay, and unfortunately, we have time for one more.
Okay.
Let's go with newbie, Sarah. She would like a reading from you.
Okay. First thing that came up, a couple of things actually, but it's the dual message. Very drawn back into the back of the head. I almost feel like, oh, she's got something or someone that feels like it's holding her back, and then she's having a difficult time moving forward. We see where this works out. Might take some doing, but we do see where she works this out. Doesn't have to even be working it out with the individual. It could be her own dialogue, so to speak, to where she can work this out on her own. As we know, people like to give, oh, you should do this or you should do that. At the end of the day, the decision's got to be yours. But this has to do with some sort of a relationship. I don't know if she's struggling with trying to break away from a relationship, or maybe keeps thinking about a past relationship. This is what we see as kind of holding her back. When we work on some of those past relationships, that's when we can close that chapter, and then it's easier to move on and find maybe another relationship. But it feels like there's something that needs to be worked on in a past relationship. And they're also showing me fear above her head. We all are scared to get into new relationships. This could be a love relationship or a friendship. Because, it's a 50-50 chance that other person could hurt us. And they said, just go out and have fun. But again, there needs to be some work done before another relationship comes in. And that's what you want. Because if you don't, you might find yourself attracting the same sort of person. So that's what comes up for Sarah.
Okay. Sarah, I hope that helped you. And that brings us to the end. For those that couldn't get a read in, apologize for that. We've got a hard stop at actually 7:33 now. Go ahead, and if you have a specific question or you would like a reading, in the comments section after this live stream is over, it converts into a video. And below that video is the comment section. So type in your request for a reading there. A specific question, type that in there. Shari will get to that more than likely tonight or tomorrow morning, if not. Thanks for tuning in for today's show. Thanks to all of our listeners and viewers who agreed to share their readings with all of us. We hope you liked them. As always, if you have a topic you'd like for us to discuss or a question for Shari to answer, put that down in the comments section, and we'll try to make that happen. Maybe even next week.
Yeah. And I do have, did we talk about?
If you'd like to book your own reading, private reading, go to psychicshari.com, click on the Schedule Now button. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as well as click on the little bell icon. That way you'll be notified when the next upcoming live stream is on. I think that'll do it.
Yep.
Shari?
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
See y'all next Wednesday.
All right. See ya.
Take care.
Bye.